Good afternoon. Have you ever wondered why Jesus decided to go up to Jerusalem and ride into town on an ass, as we heard in our first gospel reading? Remember, it was the capital and the seat of both the religious and civil authority. Jesus intentionally went to confront both of them, as we heard today in the Passion. Palm Sunday, known as Passion Sunday, starts our Holy Week. It is during this week that we have the opportunity to search for the truth. You see, in reliving this week, Jesus is confronting me, and maybe some of you. Jesus is asking the deacon to take an honest look at himself and where he has stood in his actions and beliefs. Where have I stood when I hear of corruption among our officials, both civil and religious? Where have I stood when I heard of infidelity, double dipping, or even something as commonplace as taking supplies home from work, school, or from friends? Jesus is asking the deacon not only where I stand, but how have I behaved in my interactions at work, school, and with others? Have I acted by looking the other way and not saying something is wrong when I've seen it? We all know where God stands. This week is our chance to relive this confrontation, watching what Jesus does, and then examining ourselves. We have the opportunity to let Jesus know that I may have not been as strong and focused on doing God's will as he was. Jesus knows all of our human conditions. He walked and lived among us. This week, there are many opportunities to spend some time with Jesus as he travels through this week and all of our human conditions. There is still time to go to reconciliation. Participate in the Last Supper services on Holy Thursday, or just simply spending some quiet time in silence in church on Holy Saturday. My personal favorite is to bring myself to the foot of the cross, which is at the foot of the altar on Good Friday, just touching the wood that my Lord hung and died on for me, because I became caught up in the ways of the world, and not doing God's will or following Jesus is so powerful. You can check the bulletin or the church doors for specific opportunities and times. My brothers and sisters, ultimately, the choice is ours. Neither God nor Jesus forces a choice on us. We have to choose which path we will follow, the world's path or God's. Jesus is always there to help us and will fill in the gap where we have fallen short. We just have to ask him, as did one of the criminals who were put to death with him. You can find it in Luke chapter 23. We hear that one of the criminals say to the other, "Have you no fear of God? You are subject to the same condemnation, and indeed, we have been condemned justly, for the sentence we received corresponds to our crimes. But this man has done nothing criminal." Then he said to Jesus, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus replied to him, "Amen, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." Easter is the day that we have the opportunity to relive God's choice. All we have to do is to make our choice. Which will it be for you? Let us begin by searching our hearts this Holy Week. Amen.